Donald Trump has a very strange, to say the least, relationship with Taylor Swift. And it just got even weirder with the absurd, I think is the right word for it, maybe even crazier than that post that he just made about Taylor Swift on Truth Social in a bit of a panic. It seems like Donald Trump, now more than ever, is really melting down, seeing how behind he is in this election. And so he's kind of just grasping at straws. And what he posted about Taylor Swift, this really strange series of posts, is a great example of just that. But before we get into what Donald Trump typed away with his tiny little fingers on Truth Social about, I want to provide some context of the relationship between Trump and Swift. Obviously, Taylor Swift endorsed President Biden in 2020, has been very outspoken against her opposition to Donald Trump and everything that he stands for. But Donald Trump has made some comments that I want to play about Taylor Swift that might shape this a little bit better.
What do you think about Taylor Swift? One of the most famous people right now.
Yeah, I think she's beautiful, very beautiful. I find her very beautiful. I think she's liberal. She probably doesn't like Trump, but I hear she's very talented. But I think she's very beautiful, actually. Unusually beautiful.
I know Donald Trump is trying to compliment Taylor Swift there, but it just feels so gross. I don't know what unusually beautiful means. I don't know if he was trying to insult her a little bit with the unusually part, because she has endorsed President Biden and has come out against Donald Trump, but it's clear that he doesn't really entirely know where he stands on her, probably pretty upset that she has been so outspoken against him. But some people in the MAGA movement who are really upset with Taylor Swift are the Fox propaganda outlet. And here is a compilation. Like I said, I want to provide a little bit more context. Here's a compilation that starts to make better sense of how Taylor Swift and the MAGA movement all interact.
We have had enough of Taylor Swift for now.
She shouldn't be liberal. She should be a total conservative, given everything.
The Pentagon PSYOP unit pitched NATO on turning Taylor Swift into an asset.
Yesterday, she flew private from New York City to Baltimore. Yet she constantly talks about climate change. So just please don't believe everything Taylor Swift says. We're all begging you.
I think she should just stick to her singing and let her love life be what it is.
The New York Times just speculated she's a lesbian.
A new poll shows 18% of voters are likely to vote for whichever candidate Taylor Swift endorses. Uh-oh.
Biden effectively has Taylor Swift as his VP.
A single post of hers led to 35,000 new registrants. That's arguably more power than the president.
She's sharing links. And her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, sponsored by Pfizer.
What's her stance on policy, economic policy, foreign policy?
I don't think that'll be.
So don't get involved. Don't get involved in politics. We don't want to see you there.
So the brilliant minds at MAGA decided that it would be a smart move for them to go to war with the most popular and famous person in the world. And that has proven to be a very bad decision. And I think they're starting to realize that. And again, it's why Donald Trump made the post that we're going to check out in a second. But before we do, I want to talk about Taylor Swift's potential impact on this election as we are expectedly nearing her endorsement of Kamala Harris that many experts say could come incredibly soon. I want to talk about some really interesting polling that came out recently. Taylor Swift may influence the results of the 2024 presidential election, with nearly 20% of voters saying they are likely to support a candidate endorsed by her. The poll conducted by Redfield and Wilton Strategies shows 18% of voters would align their choice with the singers, according to Newsweek. However, it also shows 17% of voters are less likely to vote for a candidate endorsed by Swift. The singer's endorsement appears to impact younger Americans most, with approximately 3 in 10 voters under 35 saying they would vote for a Swift-approved candidate. Now, it's clear Taylor Swift has an incredible impact on this election with her endorsement, and especially with some of the most important groups of voters, young people in particular. And so that's, I think, why Donald Trump decided to make these series of posts on Truth Social, which were just completely weird, and I want to check them out. Donald Trump has begun posting AI-generated images of Swifties for Trump, an organization that does not exist, faking that young women across the country are both supportive of Donald Trump and Taylor Swift and are mixing those interests together, which, again, is just not happening. And what's so funny about all of this is not only Donald Trump is incredibly desperate for an endorsement he's not going to get, to have the support of Swifties for Trump, which again is not happening. But Donald Trump has made several attacks on Kamala Harris, and I'd like to point out that they are fake, they are false, they are lies that he has told, saying that Kamala Harris's crowds are AI generated and that there aren't actually tens of thousands of people showing up to her events, showing up to her rallies, and incredibly excited to see her. That's just not true. Kamala Harris does have huge enthusiasm and crowds are showing up for her. But Donald Trump is actually the one now using AI to pretend that he doesn't have support that he does. Donald Trump doesn't have this support. He can only use AI to get it. So it's just so funny that, again, like we always say, every Republican accusation is actually an admission of the truth about them. Donald Trump can't get support with key groups that he cares about. And of course, he won't be getting an endorsement from Taylor Swift. And so it's just so funny to me that after he publicly claimed Kamala Harris was using AI, he'd turn around and do the same thing. And it's not even good. These images are clearly fake that he is sharing, and I don't know what he expects to get out of it. I don't know how many young people are using Truth Social. I don't know how many people in general are using Truth Social or will see this or it have any impact on them. Of course, MAGA knows, even though they're not seemingly acting on it, that Taylor Swift's endorsement is incredibly important, and the demographics that are incredibly supportive of her, which are pretty much almost all people, that is a group that you should be going after. And of course, MAGA's policies make those people hate them, which is so funny, again, why they think they can get this endorsement or why they think they can gin up support with this demographic, because they clearly can't. Donald Trump is desperate, and he is melting down publicly in the most humiliating way. And I love to see it. And again, it really surprises me that Donald Trump is now trying to play to this crowd, considering some of the comments that were made by a Fox host recently that I want to check out.
Good reporting. I think two things about this. The tickets are extremely expensive to go see her. I know, because you know my Bella's 16th birthday, that's what she wanted. She's a huge Taylor Swift fan. And if we're going to pay that much money as consumers, you don't need to serve up politics for that. It's divided us as such a nation. Why can't you go to a concert without that? She can vote any kind of way she wants. She can talk about it off stage. But when people pay to see you, just perform. And by the way, I mean, this is just my take on that picture. If you're a backup dancer, why are you in a suit? I mean, you can see that that's a blazer and those are pants.
That's a guy.
That's whoever it is wearing a suit. And I don't know, maybe is there a song where she sings, "I went to the corporate office"? Like, I don't know.
I wanted to play that clip from Harris Faulkner because I think it's important, as we always do on this show, to point out MAGA hypocrisy whenever we can. And we see this all the time, that when celebrities and athletes and singers and actors and actresses come out and support Democratic values or endorse Democratic candidates, what we always hear from the Fox propaganda outlet is that, oh, we don't want you in our politics. We don't need to hear from you. Your opinion doesn't matter. Stick to playing basketball, like Laura Ingraham said to LeBron James, or Harris Faulkner in this instance saying that Taylor Swift should keep politics out of her show. But what about it's funny to even say this, what about the few and far between MAGA celebrities who you praise and are excited by? Kid Rock performing at the RNC, you didn't seem to have a problem with that. His outward support of Donald Trump, I don't think anyone at Fox has ever told him just to stick to music. Not really a fan of his music, so maybe that would be a bad career choice, but this is just complete hypocrisy. That Taylor Swift, when she comes out, and it's not, her endorsement of President Biden was substantial, it was meaningful, but it's not like her political actions have been incredibly divisive. I remember the last time that MAGA was incredibly upset about Taylor Swift, it's because she posted a link on National Voter Registration Day on her story and encouraged people to register to vote. And they had an issue with that. Registering to vote, becoming a part of the democratic process. Young people, tens of thousands of them who signed up and registered to vote. I think it was a record-breaking day for voter registration, in large part due to Taylor Swift. And that's what MAGA is upset about? These people are strange, they are weird, and they are hypocritical, and we need to call it out every chance we get. And really at this point now, I was excited for Taylor Swift's endorsement of Kamala Harris, which I believe to be coming soon. But now I'm even more excited, because it's just going to be so fun to look back at these weird posts from Donald Trump, and and know that they failed. Of course they were going to fail. Of course Taylor Swift isn't endorsing Donald Trump. And of course Swifties aren't supporting him. But it's going to be that much sweeter because Donald Trump has lost it so much. And I look forward to talking about it more. And if you look forward to hearing about it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Join what we are building on this channel. The support goes a long way, and it would really mean the world to me. And until next time, I'll see you soon.